Now, number 13, Mandeep, welcome.
Mr. Mayor and council members, good evening. In this item, I will be making recommendation to award professional services agreement to Jacobs Engineering Group for the design work to do the repairs to the wastewater treatment facility discharge ponds located within the Feather River floodplain. And those ponds were damaged back in January 2007 high water events in the Feather River. And this is an aerial image on the left hand side, and then the pictures of the ponds, uh, how the how the rock on the roads was moved into the ponds, and also the roads got damaged, as well as the the berm slopes were damaged to the ponds. So we have 6 ponds, approximately over 120 acres. Each pond is 20 acres approximately. And the staff has been working with Cal OES and FEMA to request financial aid. And application for ponds has been approved by FEMA, and we are authorized to do design work and competitively bid the project and build the repairs. And application, we have two, actually in the staff report, the one of the recommendation is being requested to remove. The second project was access road to the water intake facility on the north side of the town, uh, within the floodplains of the river. And the application is under review by FEMA, and staff is working to address some concerns that we receive a letter from FEMA. We are working with Cal OES to address those concerns so that that application can also get reviewed and potentially gets approved. So staff is working on that. So the scope of work for this design for Jacobs will include the design for the road repairs, design for the slope repairs, design for the bottom surface repairs, and also repairs to the pipe conveyance system to the ponds. And also, in addition, FEMA is going to pay us for hazard mitigation work, which is to add riprap on the pond slopes. So the slopes that were damaged, we will have the ripraps installed so that in the future high water events, we won't get a severe damage. In addition to that, in order to do the repairs to the ponds, we have to divert the flow from the ponds to the river. So right now we are doing another project to relocate our diffuser project, which is a few years down the road potentially. And right now, the California Central Valley Regional Water Control Quality Control Board is uh, in the process of amending our NPDES permit to allow us to divert our flow to the river through a temporary uh, new location, which is essentially is going to be on the east side of this pipe. This pipe is the existing diffuser, which stays out of service under the normal river conditions, which is most of the year. So we cannot use this diffuser unless we have certain amount of water flowing on top of this diffuser. So so in order to do complete the work, we need to add a temporary diffuser into the river, which is being approved, is in the process of being approved by the state. This portion of work was not in the approved scope of work by FEMA, and staff is planning to work with Cal OES to request this additional approved work. So this is going to be extra, and So there is a risk if FEMA doesn't approve it, we will be paying design costs for this work, but we are anticipating that FEMA will pay for this extra work to do this new location and new diffuser location in the river for on a temporary basis. So Jacobs Engineering Group was selected to relocate our permanent diffuser back in 2018 through a competitive process. And Cal OES has allowed the cities to award this professional services agreement to the engineering firm that we used in the past on a similar project. And Jacobs Engineering Group is doing a similar work in the Feather River for another project, and they fall in that category. So with that, Jacobs will prepare the necessary engineering design and environmental documents to get the permits to bid the project. And the staff is anticipating that FEMA and state will approximately pay over 93% of the work. The rest of the money will be from city funds, the wastewater fund. And access road, again, is where city staff is working with the Cal OES for the next steps, and will come back to the council as necessary in the future. So the design work and environmental permitting work to do the ponds design is $252,292. Approximately $80,000 of that is required to do the work not approved in the FEMA scope, but it is necessary in order to do the project. With that, my recommendation is to adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to finalize and execute upon approval by the city attorney as to the legal form a professional services agreement with Jacobs Engineering Group, Inc. of Sacramento in the amount of $2,052 to $292 to prepare construction contract and environmental documents for 2017 storm damages wastewater treatment facility discharge ponds repair project, with the finding that it is in the best interest of the city to do so. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Through the mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Ben Moody, can you go to the podium? Thank you.
Yeah, I could help add to some of the conversations there.
Now, was this part of the discussion also for that with the North Valley, that we attended the meeting?
This is not. So, so to back up a little bit, this damage was, just to help clarify and for the public.
Right.
So in 2017, with the high flows from the Orville incident, we had damage to our ponds, as Mandeep pointed out. Particularly right here on this north edge, and then also to the north up for our low lift intake for our water structure, where it kind of washed away the bank and when it settled. And so Mandeep's been basically, there's a lot of paperwork associated with getting money back out of FEMA and Cal OES, and then the percentages and improving the projects. And so he's been working with them and basically established the requirements for these ponds, and has had the scope approved. With that breakout of that 250,000, I choke on that dollar amount too a little bit when I first see it. It's a big dollar amount to pay for designing to put rocks on the side of a bank. And but with that, Mandeep, he has a little more clarification. A lot of it has to do with the environmental portion of it, because we're down inside the river bottom and obtaining the permits, and then also some elderberry bushes that we're working around that. And so, so with that, 80,000 of that 250 is to put this potential East Bank diffuser that comes out this side. So when we go in here to do the work with the rocks on the bank, we could actually dry out one of the ponds and then do the work. Because right now we're maxed out, where the ponds are completely full, and we're not able to use our existing diffuser. We had a good picture of that there. Because it's high and dry. And so back in 2015, the Shanghai Bin Rapids changed, and it basically cut a channel through there, and it left our existing diffuser high and dry, where the state doesn't want us to put anything out of it unless there's a foot of water over it. And so, so to try to simplify the terms of our ponds are full. It's our instead of having two options, the diffuser and the ponds, we're maximizing the ponds out where we have all 6 ponds. We have a project with FEMA approved to clear out the bottoms, re-rip them, regrade them, put rocks around the side, and then we're trying to basically justify that $80,000 and the construction of that East Bank diffuser so we could facilitate that construction. And so there's, to be clear, you know, we might be left holding the bag for that $80,000, but I think it's in our benefit that we do the permitting and have that option, even should FEMA not pay us back. But we're working to push that. We think it's a essential part to do the ponds timely because they're full of water or effluent.
Right. So part of that was because this damage occurred, and FEMA and Cal OSHA would reimburse us if once the project is completed. Correct.
And so there's a percentage, 93%?
Yeah, 93.75.
Yeah.
Percent. So but the difference was 24,000 on the total amount. There was about 25,000 left of the difference. But the additional 80,000 is potentially because we don't know what could be found in there.
The 80,000
in the repair. Is that?
No, so the 80,000 is just the design for, we're basically going to build, gosh, our pencil, I wish I could zoom in here a little bit. So right now that high and dry pipe is laying on this beach right there on the west side. What we're proposing with that 80,000 is right now there's a pipe that goes underground, it comes up and it pops up into these ponds, and we use it to fill these ponds. We're going to tag into that pipe and then go to the north there into the east channel, so it stabs out on the east side, and then that gives us an ability to basically discharge directly to the river instead of going into the ponds. And so that $80,000 is just for the design. Is there any environmental work permitted to basically get the permits and to do the design to put that pipe into that east bank? And so that's the gamble that that we're trying to, you know, we might be left holding the bag if we can't get FEMA to approve that. But we feel that it's warranted, and we're pushing for it because in order to facilitate the construction, it's a needed component.
So we feel pretty secure that the other monies besides the 80,000, just to summarize it.
Yes, that has been approved.
Okay.
That has been approved.
I just want to be clear on that. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Okay, I'll make a motion, Mr. Mayor, for
Do
staff.
we have public comment on this
I'm
one
sorry.
yet? Nope. Okay, go.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to make a motion, Mr. Mayor, for staff's recommendation of the 2017 storm damage repairs of the Yuba City discharge ponds, preparation of construction of contract documents, and that would be recommendation B.
Wouldn't it be A and B?
No, it's B.
We pulled
We
A.
pulled A.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I was confused with. Okay, thank you for clarifying.
No problem.
And Mr. Mayor, did we have
Yes.
public comment on this item, or did I just
I
miss that?
did ask for it, nothing surfaced. Thank you. Appreciate the backup, though. All right.
Second the motion.
Very good. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much.